6 months ago, I picked up the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller and shared my thoughts on whether it still holds up in 2024, and surprisingly, it's still easily one of the best, if not the best Pro controller on the market today. But here's the twist, on that video, the comment section exploded with complaints about its durability. Many people warned me, oh, just wait a few months and it's gonna fall apart. Others shared horror stories about sticky buttons, buttons falling off, and stick drift, yet some of those same people admitted they own 10 controllers and still called it trash. So what's the real deal? In today's video, I'm giving you my brutally honest 6-month review of the Xbox Elite Series 2 in 2024. And trust me, what I've discovered might just shock you, so stay tuned because you don't want to miss anything. Welcome back to LA Electronics, your ultimate destination for the latest and greatest in PC tech news and leaks, especially when it comes to GPUs and CPUs. If you're serious about staying ahead of the curve, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you're always in the loop. Also, be sure to follow me on X where I post everything first before going in depth in the videos. On May 20th, 2024, I decided to upgrade my gaming setup with an Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Just 3 days later, on May 23rd, it landed on my doorstep and I couldn't wait to unbox it. If you missed my full unboxing and initial reviews, don't worry, you can click the card in the top right corner to watch that video first, then you come back here for the full story of my 6-month review. In that review, I called the Elite Series 2 one of the best, if not the best Pro controller you could buy in 2024, but oh boy, that sparked some controversy in the comments. Some people claimed, obviously you've never used a GameSir controller, those are way better. Well, guess what? No, they're not, so let's just move on. Then there were people who said, the Elite Series 2 is trash, I should know, I've owned 10 of them. I'm like, wait, what? If it's so bad, why did you buy 10 of them? Personally, if a product fails me once or twice, I'm done. I'm not gonna buy it 8 more times just to complain about it. And of course, the skeptics came out in full force. Oh, give it a few months and it's gonna fall apart. The stick drift will be unbearable, buttons will stop working, and the controller is just gonna be junk, and the grips are gonna peel off. Well, guess what? It's been 6 months and today I'm sharing my brutally honest review. I'll break down every issue I've experienced and the ones that I haven't. And trust me, you don't want to miss these juicy details, so without further ado, let's dive into my 6-month journey with the Xbox Elite Series 2. Let me start by saying this, I've only dropped my Xbox Elite Series 2 controller 3 times. 2 of those times were entirely my fault, and the third happened during a cutscene when the vibration on the controller caused it to slide off my desk. Other than that, this controller has lived a life of luxury with no falls, no abuse, and it's always been kept in the protective case that it came in. Before some of you start chiming in with, oh well, it depends on how often you game and what games you play, let me just stop you right there. I game every single day for 8+ hours a day using this controller on both my PC and my Xbox. I play a variety of games like Black Ops 6, F1 23, NBA 2K24, Madden NFL 24, Need for Speed Unbound, Starfield, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and many more games. My point is that this controller gets heavy use on a daily basis, 7 days a week. And no, I do not game with my dirty Cheeto dust covered fingers like some of you. I don't spill drinks all over my controller and my setup. I also don't rage quit and throw my controller across the room like some of you be doing. If you're doing any of that, don't be blaming the controller for your problems. Now that we've cleared all that up, let's get into one of the biggest complaints I've heard, which is connectivity issues. A lot of people seem to complain about how this controller has very bad connectivity issues. Well, honestly, I do not know what all you are talking about because I've had 0 problems. Over the past 6 months, I've seamlessly switched my Xbox Elite Series 2 between my Xbox Series S and my PC without any problems. The controller never randomly disconnects, it never fails to connect when I want it to, and it always responds perfectly. There is no lag, no input issues, literally no connectivity issues at all. Like, I'll literally be gaming with it on my PC playing Call of Duty, and then, oh, I'll turn my Xbox on, and within 10 seconds, I got the controller switched over to my Xbox so I can play Indiana Jones. And then, oh, you know what? I kind of want to go back to my PC and play some more Call of Duty. Again, in like 10 seconds, I switched the controller over to my PC. 6 months in and it's just as responsive as it was on day 1. Next up, I want to talk about the infamous stick drift that everyone loves to complain about. Let me be clear, stick drift does not exist on this controller. I've used this controller daily for 6 months and the sticks are still solid. Yes, I know what stick drift is, but I genuinely don't know what you all are experiencing because this controller controller is just perfectly fine to me. A lot of you keep saying, oh, the Elite Series 2 needs Hall effect sticks, just like the game, sir, and then it won't have stick drift. Well, first of all, it doesn't need Hall effect sticks because it doesn't have stick drift. I even tested it using a controller tester app, and sure, after 6 months of heavy use, there's some natural wear and tear, so the sticks don't sit perfectly centered. But here's the thing, the numbers on the tester don't even move. The only exception is on Access 3, which moves like a minuscule amount, but that could be just the vibrations of my desk, because literally no other number moves. I mean, if you consider that little minuscule movement stick drift, then you just need to stop complaining so much. Like, my in-game characters don't even budge a millimeter because of it. And to prove I'm not bluffing and that this isn't just a screenshot, in the video you can see my mouse moving around and me highlighting the numbers we're focusing on. Now, the data doesn't lie, and this controller does not have stick drift even after 6 months. Like, this controller is just fine without Hall effect sticks. But don't you go anywhere, because next we're going to talk about the responsiveness of all the buttons after 6 months of daily use, and I'm going to dive into the few minor issues that I've actually encountered, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you're loving the content and want to help keep it coming, consider buying me a coffee. Your support fuels each video, whether it's the latest tech news, detailed repair guides, or honest reviews. Every coffee you buy goes right back into the channel, helping me upgrade gear, improve the setup, and stay energized to bring you the best in PC tech news and leaks. Whether it's one coffee or a few, each $5 brew makes a huge difference, and I can't thank you enough for keeping this channel going strong. Your support truly means everything to me. After 6 months of intense everyday gaming with the Xbox Elite Series 2, I can confidently say this controller still performs like it did on day one. Every button responds flawlessly to my inputs, and the paddles on the underside of the controller work just as perfectly as when I first unboxed it. The grips are still intact and not peeling off, despite some people claiming otherwise. And as for buttons falling off, no, I haven't had a single button fall off. I bet a lot of the people complaining about that are some rage quitters that be throwing their controllers across the room when they lose a match in Call of Duty. I've only had 2 minor issues, which are not even a big deal. The first was when the controller vibrated during a cutscene and it slid off my desk and hit my hardwood floor. That fall caused part of the front casing to pop up slightly, but I was able to pop it back into place, and it hasn't been an issue since. The second is a very faint rattle inside the Y button, which started after that same fall. The button still works perfectly fine, and it's just a small cosmetic quirk for some bad luck on my part. But let's be real, that's not on Microsoft or the controller itself. Any device will take some damage after a drop like that from the top of my desk to the hardwood floor below. Aside from those minor hiccups, this controller still feels and performs like a dream. I truly believe it's one of the best, if not the best, pro gaming controller you could buy in 2024. And let's address the haters for a second. The complaints about this controller being trashed likely came from people who bought the early models, which may have had some issues, but here in 2024, Microsoft seems to have ironed out those kinks. If you tried the Elite Series 2 a year or two ago and didn't love it, I say give it another shot. The current version is a whole different experience. As for me, I'm still loving this controller, and I stand by my opinion that it's still the best pro gaming controller money can buy in 2024. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your experience with the Elite Series 2? Do you think it still holds up, or do you have a different take? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps support the channel and keeps the content coming. If you're curious whether the RX 5700 XT still holds its ground in 2024 for 1440p gaming, make sure to check out my last video where I put it through its paces with some of 2024's hottest gaming titles, and you won't want to miss the results. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.